Sorry, it's 7:36 p.m., Wednesday, January 4th. Call the meeting to order.
Councilwoman Selby.
Present.
Councilman Cardicchini.
Present.
Supervisor Keating.
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacic.
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Present.
Councilwoman Martin, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, this evening we do have a public hearing for a local law. So in the public hearing, or I'll call notice of the public hearing, and it reads as follows. A public hearing shall be held by the Town of Boston, or Town Board of the Town of Boston, January 4th, 2023, at 7:30 p.m. at Boston Town Hall, 8500 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, to hear any and all persons either for or against 2022 local law intro number 3 entitled A Local Law Updating the Town of Boston's Standards and Procedures for Administration and Enforcement of the New York State Uniform Fire Prevention and Building Code and the State Energy Conservation Construction Code. This local law makes changes to the town code enforcement program required by recent changes in governing state law and regulations. The copies of this proposed law, sponsored by Supervisor Keating, are on file with the town clerk's office Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. I will open up the floor for the public comment. Anyone that chooses to make any remarks, please come up to the microphone, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes each. Okay, with no comment on the public hearing, I will close the floor. All right. There are no other, going back to item number 1 under preliminary matters, there are no other preliminary matters, so we'll move on to item number 2, regular business. Item number 1 is the correction and adoption of the minutes from the December 7th, 2022 board meeting. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, Supervisor. I had a minute to look over the minutes from the board meeting from December 7th, 2022, and I make a motion to accept the minutes as published.
A second.
Councilwoman Selby.
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 2 tonight is a consideration of all fund bills. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Upon reviewing the consideration of all bills, I'd like to make a motion to approve the total of $298,393.39.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby.
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 3 tonight on our agenda is our correspondence. There are 8 items. All have been received and filed with the town clerk's office. The first item is the town clerk's monthly report for November 2022. Item number 2 is the Erie County Industrial Development Agency letter received and filed. Item number 3 is the Erie County Sanitary Code public hearing information for any Erie County residents that have any interest in that with the sanitary code. Please go out to the town website. It's a pretty lengthy document, but there's some good information there. But that has also been received and filed. Item number 4 are the dispatch reports for November 2022 for the Boston Emergency Squad, Boston Fire Company, North Boston Fire Company, and Patchen Fire Company. Item number 5 is the congregate dining contract for the town of Boston, the 2023 letter. Item number 6 is the Boston Fire Company ISO rating report. Item number 7 is the North Boston Fire Company ISO rating report. And item number 8 is the Patchen Fire Company ISO rating report. Again, those are all on file with the town clerk's office and available on the town website as part of tonight's town board packet. Moving along to item number 4 for new business. First item is requests from the floor. I will open up the floor once again to anyone in the audience to speak on any orders in the town. Please come up to the microphone, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes each. The floor is open.
Hello. My name is Russ Goldberg. I live at 6570 Hillcrest Avenue. The matter that I'd like to address is the public law that you mentioned earlier, the ISO reports, the sewage report, or the sewage hearing. Essentially, as I've observed here before, Boston seems to have made the decision to become a residential town. You really have no plan for agriculture. You have no plan for industrial development or recreational development. If you're going to continue to be just a residential town, I think you have to have somebody, and it's not the zoning board, they told me, that's going to be planning how you're going to manage your roads, your sewers, your water supply, etc. If we don't have that, individual residents are left to make requests and take what action they can to make their personal residence and their immediate vicinity as safe, as progressive, as low cost to maintain as possible in order for the town to maintain a low tax rate. Been trying to do that actually for about the last 15 years out here. Previous, as I won't go into detail about that, but I am going to talk specifically about something I started to try and do in August, which was to say I wanted to get Chestnut Lane extended because it is the way that I can get the best fire protection. Hillcrest happens to be in the North Boston Fire District. My house happens to be in the Patchen Fire District. The best access I could get to a hydrant is less than 1,000 feet on Chestnut Lane. It's well over 1,500 feet, closer to 2,000 feet, to get up to a hydrant on Hillcrest. I made a request to the supervisor back in August. I received no reply. I inquired of the highway superintendent, and unfortunately, he's in a bad place because the right-of-way I'm talking about abuts some of his property. So he's going to get a bad rap if he gives me any assistance trying to get the right-of-way improved for my property. I'm simply asking, what is the town of Boston going to do to maintain itself in an effective posture into the future? At the risk of repeating a cliche, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I'd like to get some ideas about how the town of Boston is going to move into the 21st century with these reports, these insurance company requirements, these contracts, these associations with county government, with state government, that are increasingly going to intrude on the individual rights of the citizens. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name's Tony Rosati. I live at 9503 Boston State Road. I just wanted to request that the town reach out to the county again to look at pothole repairs and edge of the road repairs, particularly on Boston State Road from basically the town hall to the town line. The northern part has been getting a fair amount of attention for various reasons, and you've got a lot of places where the shoulder is actually 8 feet wide. The shoulder on the south part of the town, number one, is severely rutted, and number two, in many cases, is less than 2 feet. If the county has extra money, which is what the newspaper is reporting, then I would like to have it reopened, whether it's John Mills or some other representative, to look at a plan. Even if the plan says we will engineer it in 2023 and we will start doing construction in 2024, perhaps tying in with the water main replacements, but trying to do a little more to improve the infrastructure, because the potholes are getting worse, and you're not going to do it with a little bit of patch. You need to do a little more engineering than that. So I'd like to see somebody reach out. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, with no other comment, I will close the floor. Mr. Goldberg, in my report, I actually have some answers for what you brought up, so thank you for bringing those up. All right, we already had accomplished number 2, the new business, which was the public hearing. So we'll move on to item number 3 under tonight's reorganizational meeting, which are our town board appointments. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take the appointments tonight?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have a list of appointments and titles, and all these terms are ending 12/31/2023. The appointments are as follows. Karen Miller, Court Clerk, full-time. Rebecca Newdeck, Court Clerk, part-time. John Sibinek, Court Clerk, part-time. Daniel Millay, Court Clerk, part-time. Court Officer, part-time, Lori Baker, Prosecutor, part-time. Ashley Kazmarin, Assessment Clerk, part-time. Margaret Dirk, Deputy Town Clerk, full-time. Constance Burwalt, Deputy Town Clerk, part-time. Thomas Murphy, Code Enforcement Officer, full-time. To be determined is an Assistant Code Enforcement part-time position. Jennifer Cavallero, Board Clerk, part-time. Marianne Cummins-Robel, Highway Clerk, part-time. Linda Sherry, Dog Control Officer, part-time. Sharon Berger, Nutrition Program Director, part-time. Lori Valentine, Assistant Nutrition Director, part-time. Patricia Heiss, Assistant Nutrition Director, part-time. Donna Lanou, Substitute Assistant Nutrition Director, part-time. Sean Vandroz, Town Hall Labor, part-time. We'll go to Robert Chelak, Parks Superintendent. Scott Fellows, Parks Labor, full-time. Barry Decker, Parks Labor, full-time. Amanda Jensen, Parks Labor, full-time. Matthew Whitting, Emergency Manager. Allison Kozar, Event Coordinator. Jacob Karb III, Liaison for Cobble Hill Cemetery. Sandra Quinlan, Marriage Officer. Sandra Quinlan, Records Management Officer. Sandra Quinlan, Register for Vital Statistics. Margaret Dirk, Deputy Register of Vital Statistics. Sarah Desjardins, Town Planner. And Supervisor Keating will make the following appointments. Would you like me to read those as well?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Allison Kozar, Assistant to Supervisor, full-time. Ellie Perchek.
Pre-check, yep.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Bookkeeper / Budget Director, full-time. Richard Hawkins, Deputy Supervisor. And Frank Gamble, Town Historian, part-time. All these appointments are ending 12/31/2023. I'd like to make a motion to recommend to appoint these positions as follows.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next item number 4, is the committee and liaison appointments. And Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make the following committee appointments. The Audit Committee is the town board members and Drescher Malecki. Traffic Safety and Roadways, Chairman Councilwoman Selby. Insurance, Chairman Councilwoman Lukacic, Attorney for the Town Costello, and Town Clerk Quinlan. The IT Committee, Chairman Councilwoman Martin. Confidential Secretary Kozier. Investment Advisory, Chairman Councilman Cardicchini. Attorney for the Town Costello, Town Board, designated representatives from Boston, North Boston, and Patchen Fire Companies. Solid Waste and Refuse, Chairman Councilwoman Selby, Town Clerk Quinlan. Inspection, Chairman Code Enforcement Officer Murphy and the Town Board. Cable TV, Chairman Councilwoman Lukacic, Attorney for the Town Costello. Drainage, Chairman Councilwoman Selby, Highway Superintendent Telak, and Town Engineer. And finally, the Zoning Review, Chairman Town Prosecutor Lori Baker, Councilwoman Martin, Code Enforcement Officer, Zoning Chairwoman Rude.
There's the other side,
Yep,
Mike.
I got it. Safety, Chairwoman Town Clerk Quinlan, Highway Superintendent Telak, Councilwoman Lukacic, Councilman Cardicchini. Recreation, Chairman, Councilman Cardicchini, Highway Superintendent Telak, and Councilwoman Martin. Records Management, Chairwoman Town Clerk Quinlan. Deferred Compensation, Chairwoman Bookkeeper
Pre-check?
Precheck.
Yep.
Supervisor Keating, Town Clerk Quinlan, and Councilman Cardicchini. Capital Improvement, Chairman Supervisor Keating, Town Grant Writer Minor, Attorney for the Town Costello, Town Engineer, and Councilwoman Selby. Office of Emergency Management, Director Matthew Whiting, Supervisor Keating, Councilwoman Martin, Councilman Cardicchini. Christmas Lighting, Councilman Cardicchini, Park Superintendent Telak, and finally, the Grant Writer Liaison, Councilwoman Lukacek. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 2023 committee appointments.
I'll second.
And, we just have, pardon me one second, so we do have also the 2022 liaison assignments.
I was going to do that as a second.
Okay, that's fine. We can do a second motion.
A second. Oh, she already seconded.
Yeah.
Sorry. Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek? Yes. Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, so then we'll move on to the 2022 liaison assignments.
Shouldn't that say 2023?
It should be, yes, yeah, good catch. Boy, see? Good catch.
The 2023 liaison assignments are as follows. Councilwoman Jennifer Lukacek, Planning Board, Boston Community Foundation, Hazmat, Insurance, Parks and Recreation, Cable TV, and the Safety Committee. For Councilman Cardicchini, the Fire Department's Fire Benefit Program, Christmas Lighting, Recreation, and the Chamber of Commerce. Councilwoman Selby, Drainage, Streets and Lighting, Traffic and Highway Safety, Historical Society, Solid Waste, and Water Districts. And finally, Councilwoman Martin, the Boston Emergency Squad, Senior Citizens, Nutrition, Conservation Advisory Council, and the Zoning Board. I make a motion that we adopt these 2023 liaison assignments.
Second. Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving along. Item number 5 tonight under new business is to establish the salary schedule. Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. The positions, assistant to the supervisor, full-time, salary is $43,259 a year. Bookkeeper, full-time, $55,010 a year. Deputy supervisor, $1,136 a year. Budget director, $3,786 per year. Event coordinator, $2,704 a year. Court clerk full-time, $49,174 a year. Court clerk part-time, $18.97 per hour. Court officer part-time, 2 of them, $6,377 a year. Prosecutor, $17,527 a year. Assessor, full-time, $53,841 per year. Assessment clerk, part-time, $18.97 per hour. Deputy town clerk, full-time, $39,473 a year. Deputy town clerk, part-time, $18.97 per hour. Code enforcement officer, full-time, $31 per 20 cents per hour. Assistant code enforcement part-time, that's just to be determined. It's estimated $18.97 to $24.50 per hour. Board clerk part-time, $18.97 per hour. Highway clerk / secretary part-time, $18.97 per hour. Dog control officer part-time, $14,255 per year. The nutrition program director, assistant nutrition program directors, those positions are $14.89 per hour. Labor part-time, town hall, and cleaner part-time, both are $18.97 per hour. Park superintendent, $9,532 per hour, per year. Sorry, wow, I would want that. Parks laborer full-time, $20.89 per hour. Parks laborer full-time, 2 of those positions, $18.97 per hour. Cobble Hill Cemetery liaison, $300 a year. Town historian, $3,840 per year. The highway department is per the collective bargaining agreement. And then we get to the elected officials. Supervisor, $43,026 for the year. The 4 councilmen, $9,100 for the year. Highway superintendent, $75,327 for the year. Town clerk, $52,670 per year. The town justices both are $21,075 for the year. And I did that all without my glasses on, so I think I did. You all will tell me, right?
Make a motion, Jen.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving right along. Item number 6 tonight under new business is to set the payment of salaries. Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Sure, Supervisor. I'm setting payment of salaries for the biweekly to the town clerk, deputy town clerk, supervisor, assistant to supervisor, bookkeeper, court clerks, assessor, assessment clerk, board clerk, code enforcement, nutrition directors, town hall laborer, town hall cleaner, parks laborers, highway superintendent, highway clerk, MEOs, truck drivers, and highway laborers. All other positions are paid on a monthly basis. Depositories are at the North Boston branch of Evans National Bank for the supervisor, town clerk, tax collector, and town justices. We participate in the New York Cooperative Liquid Asset Security System for the supervisor, town clerk, and tax collector. Scheduled dates and times for regular monthly meetings.
Councilwoman Martin, if I can pause you right there. Yep. So actually, you took 6 and 7, which is okay. You're on a roll. Would you like to continue? There are a lot of short things, but each is their own separate motion.
Oh, okay. So to set payment of salaries, I make a motion to accept the set payment of salaries.
Yep.
Second.
I'll make a motion also. Do you have to go through roll call?
I should.
Oh, geez, go ahead.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Would you like to continue?
Sure.
Hey, you're on a roll.
I might as well.
So item 7 is the designation of the depositories.
Okay. I make a motion to accept the designation of depositories at the North Boston branch of Evans National Bank.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yep, so I'll just read that back again just so there's clarification out in the audience. So the designation of depositories is for North Boston branch of the Evans National Bank for the supervisor, the town clerk, tax collector, and town justices. And then also the town is participating in the New York Cooperative Liquid Assets Security System, which is also known as New York Class, for the supervisor, town clerk, and tax collector. With that, just that minor clarification there, yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Item number 8 tonight is to set the date and times for the regular work and work session meetings. And Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion that we set the dates and times for regular monthly meetings and agenda review. For the town board meeting, it will be the first and third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. and the agenda review first and third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m.
I'll second that.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, number 9 tonight under new business is to designate the town's official newspaper. I'll take that item tonight. It's an easy one. We would like to make a motion to designate the Hamburg Sun for the official newspaper of the town.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 10 is to appoint the NEST, which is the Northeast South Towns Solid Waste Management Board member. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to make a motion to appoint to the Nest Solid Waste Management Board Supervisor Jason Keating.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving right along. Item number 11 is to direct the town clerk to send letters to refuse collectors for annual licenses. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. Refuse collectors' annual licenses, direct town clerk to send letters to refuse collectors that annual licenses are due. I make a motion to pass this.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving along is the item number 12 is to authorize the supervisor and tax collector to invest surplus monies. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to make a motion to authorize the investment of surplus money to invest it in the New York Cooperative Liquid Asset Security System, NY class. And I have to say, this is an excellent thing. We do this at Hamburg schools, and it really adds up to a lot of interest earnings. So I'm happy to see that.
So I'll second.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 13 tonight is to set our investment policy for the town. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. The investment policy previously adopted by the town board, where idle town monies may be invested subject to any further regulation from the state comptroller pursuant to Section 39 of the General Municipal Law, is as follows. Obligations of federal government, treasury notes, treasury bills, etc., obligations of federal agencies guaranteed by the government, obligations of the state of New York, certificates of deposit in commercial banks which are FDIC insured, regular savings accounts, money market accounts in commercial banks if proper securities are provided for all monies invested in excess of the amount secured by FDIC, tax anticipation note and revenue anticipation notes of another municipality, district, corporation, or school district. Any other investments not listed will require prior approval by the town board and will be in conformance of all state statutes. The town supervisor will keep a record of all such investments and provide a report to all town board members monthly. I make a motion that we adopt the investment policy.
I will second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yep.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 14 is to authorize a signature stamp for the supervisor. Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Give me an easy one after all
Super,
that.
super easy one.
Thank you, Supervisor.
We have many more to go.
I make a motion to authorize the use of a signature stamp for the supervisor.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next item is item number 15. I'm going to step a little bit out of kind of a normal for what most folks see. Item number 15 is to set the mileage rate paid by the town. The current, and my fellow board members, I just want to open up for discussion if you so choose. But the 2023, we didn't have that. We didn't have this information out to the public because it was just recently established by the IRS. But the current 2023 IRS mileage reimbursement is at 65.5 cents per mile. So with that being said, on item number 15, I would like to make a motion, unless there's any other conversation or discussion on the matter, to set the 2023 updated IRS rate at 65.5 cents per mile. If everyone's okay with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
If the IRS would only coincide with town board reorganization meetings, we'd be good. So item number 16 is to authorize to allow lending funds from one account to another. And Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion to authorize the supervisor to lend funds from one account to another.
I'll second. I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yep.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 17 is to set the hours for the New York State retirement reporting. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. Workdays and retirement reporting for part-time. Assign the following to be reported for New York State retirement purposes for elected and appointed town personnel, with 6 hours being designated as a workday. Town justices, supervisor, assistant code enforcement part-time, prosecutor, assessment clerk, highway clerk, town hall laborer, nutrition program director, councilman, deputy supervisor, deputy town clerk part-time, board clerk part-time, court officer, court clerk part-time, dog control officer, and historian. Make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
You probably want to catch full-time as well. Sorry. Yep, so part-time and full-time.
Oh, okay, so I'll continue then? Okay, workdays and retirement reporting full-time. Assign the following workdays to be reported for New York State retirement purposes for elected and appointed town personnel as full-time based on a 7-hour workday for New York State retirement purposes. Town clerk, bookkeeper, superintendent of highways, assessor, deputy town clerk full-time, assistant to the town supervisor, and clerk full-time. Assign the following workdays to be reported for New York State retirement purposes for elected and appointed town personnel as full-time based on 8-hour workday for New York State retirement purposes includes parks laborer, highway MEOs, truck drivers, and laborers. I make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 18 is to establish our petty cash funds. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to establish the following petty cash funds. Town clerk, $300. Town justice, $300.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next item is number 19, to set the holiday schedule. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
What about the agreement to spend
That's the
highway
next
funds?
I'm sorry?
The next one.
That'll be the next one? Okay. All right. I make a motion to set the 2023 employee holidays as follows. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 16th. President's Day, February 20th. Good Friday, April 7th. Memorial Day, May 29th. Juneteenth, June 19th. Independence Day, July 4th. Labor Day, September 4th. Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, October 9th. Election Day, November 7th. Veterans Day observed, November 10th. Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd. Day after Thanksgiving, November 24th. Christmas Day, December 25th. And New Year's Day, January 1st. This holiday schedule does not apply to highway employees. Refer to the collective bargaining agreement. I make a motion to accept this holiday schedule.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 20 is the town's 284 agreement to spend town highway funds. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I would like to make a motion that we adopt the agreement to spend highway funds in the amount submitted by Highway Superintendent Telak of $203,647 may be expended for general repairs upon 37.98 road miles of town highways, including sluices, culverts, and bridges having a span of less than 5 feet, and boardwalks or the renewal thereof.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 21 tonight under our new business is Resolution 2023-01, the town's procurement policy. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, Supervisor. I make a motion to approve resolution number 2023-01, which is our procurement policy. It includes the prospective purchase of goods or services that shall be evaluated to determine the applicability of general municipal law. Purchases of supplies or equipment exceeding $20,000 in a fiscal year. Public works contracts over $35,000 shall be formally bid pursuant to the GML. Purchases of supplies or equipment of less than $20,000 but greater than $10,000 require written request for proposal and written quotes from 3 vendors. Less than $10,000 but greater than 5 require an oral request or fax quotes from at least 2 vendors, and less than $5,000 but greater than $1,500 require oral requests for goods and oral or fax quotes from 3 vendors. If less than $1,500 are left to the discretion of the purchaser. Estimated public works contracts of less than $35,000 but greater than 20 require a written request for proposal and faxed proposals from 3 contractors. Less than 20 but greater than 10 require a written request for proposal and faxed proposals from at least 2 contractors, and 10 but greater than 3,000 require a written request for proposal and faxed proposals from 2 contractors. Less than 3,000 are left to the discretion of the purchaser. All written RFPs shall describe the desired goods, quantity, and particulars of delivery. All information gathered in complying with the procedures of the guidelines shall be preserved and filed with documentation supporting the subsequent purchase or public works contract. The town board, the town of Boston, seeks to exercise the local option set forth in Section 103, Subdivision 1 of the New York General Municipal Law, amended by Chapter 608 of Laws of 2011 and Chapter 2 of Laws of 2012, which authorizes the town to award purchase contracts and contracts for services subject to competitive bidding under General Municipal Law, Section 103, on the basis of either lowest responsible bidder or best value as defined in Section 163 of the New York State Finance Law. Just to make it a little bit quicker, the awards based on low bid or best value, the town board will decide on how they apply, standards for the best value, documentation. The procurement policy is superseded where inconsistent. I make a motion to approve all these guidelines.
I second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 22 under new business tonight is Resolution 2023-02 to adopt our schedule of fees. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2023-2, which is the schedule of fees as stipulated on the attachment, and it is available for review for any questions in the town clerk's office. I'd like to make a motion to approve the schedule.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 23 tonight under new business is Resolution 2023-03 for Clark Patterson Lee to serve as the primary town engineer. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that on?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. The resolution number 2023-0, Clark Patterson Lee to serve as the primary town engineer. On behalf of the town of Boston, to engage Clark Patterson Lee for town engineering needs at the rate set forth. So I make a motion that we approve Clark Patterson Lee to serve as the primary town engineer.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, do you want to do a second?
And then the second resolution, 2023-04, I make a motion that we approve Labella Associates to serve as the town engineer. So that way the town can utilize either one of the engineers, depending on what the situation is and what they're best suited for. So I make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 25 tonight is Resolution 2023-05 for Connie Miner and Company Grant Associates, Grant Consultants, to serve as the town's grant writer. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item?
It is my pleasure, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 2023-05, which designates Connie D. Miner and Company Grant Consultant to serve as the grant writer. She has presented a proposal to provide municipal grant writing services to the town totaling of $17,700 per year, payable every month at the rate of $1,475. She's done an incredible job for the town, and it's my pleasure to put forth this resolution.
And I will second that.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 26 is Resolution 2023-06, agreement with the Boston Free Library Association. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Supervisor. I make a motion to accept or approve the resolution number 2023-6, which is an agreement with the Boston Free Library Association, which basically the town board of the town of Boston determines that is in the public interest to arrange to have an additional community room available for public assembly and for qualified private organizations, and to have a depository for documents filed for public inspection that is open to the public outside normal business hours, which the town hall would normally need to be open. So we are in agreement with the Boston Free Library to share their space. I make a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 27 tonight is Resolution 2023-07, payment of workers' compensation insurance premium. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2023-07, where the town has received a 2-year renewal insurance package for a policy for workers' compensation, which covers Comp Alliance, and the fee is for 2 years, $142,712, and that's broken out at $71,356 for each year in 23 and the same in 24. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 28 tonight is Resolution 2023-08 for a payment of insurance premium. Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. So the payment of insurance premium, resolution number 2023-08. So the town has received a renewal insurance package for the policy term of January 1st, 2023 to January 1st, 2024. Enhances certain coverages for the total premium plus the fees of $77,745.73. The town has also received a renewal on the fuel tank storage at a cost of $2,136.25. The town board of the town of Boston authorizes payment upon receipt of invoice to the NYMIR policy premium plus the fees of the total $79,881.98. I make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 29 is Resolution 2023-09 for the adoption of the harassment and discrimination policy. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution number 2023-09, which is the adoption of our harassment and discrimination policy. This is rather lengthy. If anybody's interested in reading it, a copy of it is available at the town clerk's office.
I'll make a motion.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Second. Sorry.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 30 tonight is Resolution 2023-10, which is authorizing the adoption by the town Boston Town Board of the Town of Boston of 2023 for local law number 1. I'll take this item tonight. That was the purpose of the public hearing. And again, this was a little bit of history on this, is that this is something that state legislation had required all towns, cities, and villages to adopt to bring all municipalities in compliance. So I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 2023-10.
I will second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
No.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 31 tonight is Resolution 2023-11, declaring a 2006 John Deere 444J, as in Jason, loader surplus and authorizing disposal through auction. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2023-11, which is declaring a 2006 John Deere 444J loader as surplus and authorizing disposal. This John Deere serial number is DWF444JZ604843. It's asset number 13176 on the books, and we'd like to deem this as surplus. So I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 32 tonight under new business is the approval for new members for Boston Volunteer Fire Company, Matthew Sanderson, William Deb Wilby, and Tiffany Frazzini. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion that we approve these new members, Matthew Sanderson, William Webb, Deb Wilby, and Tiffany Franzini. They have passed their background checks, and I'd like to congratulate them on their service to the Boston Fire Company.
I second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving right along. Item number 33 tonight under new business is the use of town meeting facility for Thornwood Park 8HMO. Councilwoman Lukacic, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. Betty Kaiser submitted, she's a member of the association. She had submitted for January 11th, 2023, from 4 to 7 p.m. for a meeting in the planning boardroom. I believe that this was available.
Yes, it is.
I make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, and Councilwoman Martin, if you don't mind, since you're the liaison for all these, would you mind taking items number 34, 35, 36, and 37 tonight?
Sure.
Round it right out.
I make a motion to approve the application for the use of town meeting facility for the Boston Seniors Club for the first and third Fridays of each month at 1 p.m. in the Town Hall Community Room with the kitchen, which this actually should be a use of facility application, which is going to be filed, and we are going to waive the fee for the use of the facility for the Boston Seniors Club. I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. Davis also, okay, I'm taking this one. Okay. Mr. Davis also put in another town meeting facility request for billiards on Wednesdays from 1 to 3 p.m. Social event. Again, he's asking for the town hall community room. I'm assuming this is with the kitchen as well. He's got it completely crossed out.
No, that's
It's
he
just
meant for this
without the
without
kitchen.
the kitchen.
Okay. So this one would be approved as written. I make a motion to approve his request for Wednesdays between 1 and 3.
Second?
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacic,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, application for use of facility for the Conservation Advisory Council. They are requesting February 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which it says public outreach, but this is actually the Snowshoe and Snowman event. Setup will start at 8:30 a.m. and be done around 3 o'clock. They're requesting the Town Hall Community Room with the kitchen and the bathroom facilities. And I make a motion to approve this use of facility.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Finally, the Boston Conservation Advisory Council has also requested the use of facility for September 9th, 2023. And this is for the LEAF event, the annual LEAF event. It will be held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., but they are requesting setup be around 8:30 a.m. and take down by 3:30, using the community room with kitchen and bathroom facilities, and also the Lion Shelter with bathroom facilities. I make a motion to approve this request.
I'll second. Sorry.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Reorganizational meeting is just about done. So moving on to old business. So we have one item for old business tonight on our agenda is Resolution 2022-54. I'll take this item. It's been tabled a couple of times. So Resolution 2022-54, it's a Climate Smart Communities Pledge. There's a lot of discussion on this. Jason Kulicheski from the UB Regional Institute had reached out to the DEC, answered some questions for us. So without further ado, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Resolution 2022-54.
I'll second.
Just to clarify, I never received the phone call from the DEC that I was waiting on for questions that I had about this.
Okay.
So,
There was an email that was sent that was sent out. The date. This was from Mark Lowry, for the Assistant Director for Office of Climate Change, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Responded Thursday, December 15th, answering the town board's questions, and said that they'd be open to any contact or any additional questions that they might have.
right, and I requested a phone call.
Okay, I can't control them calling, so.
Okay, well,
Okay. Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
reluctantly, yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. On to reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. First, I'd like to report about the Christmas trees. Anybody that puts their Christmas trees up by the road, Waste Management is under contract to pick up the Christmas trees, so you got to call them and have them come pick it up just like you do your couches or any other large item. So call Waste Management. Other than that, snow plowing so far this year, we've had pretty much 3 pretty major events, and the guys for the Highway Department in the town of Boston, we've done a pretty good job. The roads have been really well kept. Thank you. As far as drainage, we had 3 large amounts of snow, like in the springtime, and we had some pretty quick thaws. In the past years, we always had problems on certain roads, like Rice Road, Rockwood Road, and Keller Road was probably the worst, with water coming out in the roads and washing the shoulders. But over the last 18 years, we've been working on these roads and deepening the ditches, moving them back. And we had 3 major melts, and we have absolutely no problems so far, so that's working out good. As far as the windstorm the other night and the big snowstorm, we had quite some big winds. We had no trees that came down that were on the right-of-way. We had 2 trees that were on people's property that fell out in the street that when the guys call when they're plowing the road and there's a tree in the road, I'd go out and chop them up, and I'd take my plow and push them off on the shoulder and open the road up. So that went pretty well. And I think that's all I have tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And yes, I agree. Your crew did a great job, so thank you. And your team. Councilwoman Selby, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. First, I'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. With the new year upon us, we have a lot of exciting things going on here in Boston going forward. We're looking forward to moving ahead with our water projects and many other drainage things. I do want to say congrats to all of our appointments tonight, all the town employees. They do a great job. Thank you for your work. It would have been nice to see a few more here, but it's still the same. We appreciate their efforts. Thanks to our highway department, excellent work with the many snowstorms and windstorms we've had the last month or so. It seems like we're through winter and we're just beginning it. But anyways, I'm glad that worst of it hopefully is over. Wanting to just say, in my report, Mr. Rossetti, I'm going to reach out as highway liaison to the county to see if they can allocate some funds for Boston State Road, the south end of the district, to do some work. I think I'll reach out to Robert, our commissioner, and see where that gets. And hopefully they'll have a few bucks for us. In addition to that, we're going to continue to pray for number 3. That's on everybody's thoughts and minds right now. I don't know how many people didn't know about that. It was shocking to see it. And it just shows you what community can do to pull together for not just the town, the city, the whole nation and country, and the whole world, actually, from what I understand. So it's quite touching. It's just because that could be your kid. And that's what I thought, when you saw him laying there. So that's all I have to say. I'm excited to start a new year and looking forward to it. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Councilman Cardicchini, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to thank the Boston Fire Company for inviting me up to do the installation of their Firematic and officers. That was on Friday the 30th. I look forward to accepting the invitation to the North Boston Fire Company for their installation dinner on January 30th. Great that we're back in person doing that sort of thing again. And then Boston's formal dinner will be the week following. The date escapes me. I would like to echo Kathy's sentiment regarding the highway department. They did an awesome job, over the Christmas holiday. I live on Boston State Road, and I pay attention to, the county plows and as well as the town plows. And it was really hard to be sitting there enjoying the holiday, knowing those guys were out there working. The same thing goes for all the first responders. They don't get, holidays off. So I'd like to take a moment and recognize all those people. As far as our appointments, this town is very functional. We've got a very good group of people in all departments. I'd like to congratulate everybody on their appointments for the year. It really doesn't happen without good people involved. And that's all I have tonight.
All right. Thank you very much. Councilwoman Lukacek, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The planning board meetings are held the second Tuesday of every month. At this point, we do not have an agenda set yet for the January planning board, but just be posted for that if you would like to attend. The more the merrier. And I want to congratulate the 4 new members for the Boston, New York Fire Company. So Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you for those who stay on for the town of Boston employees. So thank you very much for all your work and dedication. Look forward to working with you this year. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor. I'd also like to congratulate all the appointees and employees. Everybody is a well-working, well-oiled machine, I would say, especially Bob's crew. Did a great job over these couple of storms. It's been absolutely insane. I did have something else, and now it escapes me. I don't know. I guess that's all I've got. Happy New Year. No, that wasn't it. There was something else, but whatever. I can't remember. What's that?
No injuries?
Yeah, no injuries. Yeah, this year yet.
Yeah. Hope we can knock on wood on that.
I know. Zoning board tomorrow, 7:15.
Yeah, the town actually, Mr. Goldberg, the town actually, we received a Safe Workplace Award, really, and that's part of the team that's here and having the right employees in place. But for yet another year, it's Work Safe Place Reward, which has a return on premium because, of course, no claims paid out, so we get a little bit of that premium back. And that's not just the 5 of us sitting up here. That's good, kind of to your point, good policy, good planning, good education, and ultimately a good team and staff that makes that come together. So, good point. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I wanted to thank the residents and the community members for another successful year of the Town of Boston Christmas Sharing Tree. It was an overwhelming success. Lindsay Ferry, the counselor at Boston Valley, did come in the week before Christmas to pick up all of the gifts, and it's really just heartwarming that even at this time when I think everyone is feeling that things are a little bit tighter, that there's still so many that will come out and do for others. So I just wanted to thank everyone who contributed to that. I did receive a letter from Association of Towns. It's a Dear Town Clerk, please read at your first 2023 Town Board meeting. So I will do that. This contains dated material to be returned. The 2023 Training School and Annual Meeting of this association will be held at the New York Marriott Marquis, February 19th through 22nd, 2023. This is a training session for town officials. The following is a brief outline of events. Informational hearing Sunday afternoon, February 19th. General opening session Monday morning, February 20th. Group sessions for various categories of town officers and special programs follow the opening session as will be set forth in the program for town board members, highway and public works, town clerks, tax collecting officers, fiscal officers, planning and zoning officials, and town attorneys. Breakfast with the associations Tuesday morning, February 21st, and the annual business session for the official delegates will be Wednesday morning, February 22nd. And I did have something else here. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Waste management. WM did send their informational mailer to homeowners of Boston for 2023. So please reference that for the 2023 collection schedule, along with waste management contact information regarding your collection questions. If you did not receive that in the mail, we do have some here. There's a few on the table. If you picked up an agenda, there is a few of them out there. I do have a few more in the town clerk's office, so just catch us afterwards and we can give you that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. And on the notice for the waste management schedule, if it's not already on the town website, it's also on the town website under the refuse collection under services. I'll start off my report. Mr. Goldberg, I appreciate you coming in. It's nice to see you pop in every so often. To answer your question, so the town had it's called a comprehensive plan. So to your point of how does this administration / planning board, zoning board, and the citizens of the community want to see or chart the path forward? We were very fortunate, and as Councilman Cardacchini made a comment earlier, our grant writer has been fantastic for us. We were awarded a consolidated funding application or CFA application through New York State. We were also awarded funds through Erie County Environment Planning. So we're in the process. Actually, the community will be seeing a lot of information coming out, very similar to kind of our neighbor community over in Hamburg with a comprehensive plan. We're looking for people to come in and be active and engage and give us feedback of how we want to chart our path forward. What do we want the town of Boston to look like? I'll toss it out there. It's I guess I'll say it's a kind of I think it's died down a little bit, but the subdivision that's going in, a lot of people wanted to see green space. That was a topic of conversation. That plan had been approved way before, at the early stages that was approved before any of us that are sitting up here tonight were there. However, as far as charting the path forward, zoning regulations, to your point, how they're structured, that's all part of that comprehensive plan. So there'll be a lot more information coming out with that. It is a lengthy process. We are looking for community participation, whether it's the youth. A great example of the youth is one of the components that I learned from New York State Empire Development was start speaking with the high school seniors, juniors or seniors, or those in their first year of college that might be still living at home with mom and dad. Hey, are you going to stay in Boston? Yes or no? And if you are, what's keeping you here? What services? What community attributes are wanting you to stay here? Or if not, and you're looking to move to a different area, Hamburg, across the state, out of state, why? what services can we identify to try to keep people here. So that's all part of that comprehensive plan. So there'll be a lot of work going on, a lot more communication going out now that we received the official commitment letter. It was just a couple weeks ago. We received from the New York State Comptroller's Office the official commitment of funds. While we were awarded the grant, we still had to wait for that before the request for proposal goes out. But there'll be a lot of information forthcoming on that. And and I don't disagree with you one bit. That it's something that had not been done in quite some time, early 2000s, when the last time that was, there we go, 1999. So 2000 was the last time. We're in 2022. Just a few years have passed, so it's time to act on it, to your point. So hopefully that answers some of your questions. And as always, my phone's always open. Happy to have a conversation with you. Moving on to my report, as the others had said, I'll echo it. Happy New Year to everyone. Between the winter storm IPA, since we name our winter storms after beer in Buffalo, and then the as it's now known as the Christmas storm or the Christmas blizzard, I do want to, of course, start out and thank all of our local folks. The Highway Department, they did a great job. We were spared. We did not get hit as hard as other communities, but our local highway crews did a great job. First responders did a great job. I want to thank my deputy. He came in. For those of you that aren't aware, we did have a pipe break, and on a whim, I called up my deputy, and he came in to help fix a problem here when we lost power. And the town, actually this room, when I came in, it was 42 degrees. Downstairs was colder. So that's all repaired. Of course, we're all here tonight. And I will say from the county side of things, the county executive, Erie County Emergency Services, state DOT, county DOT, they all did their work. Those assets. There's a little bit of chatter, I'll call it, on social media, and I will answer publicly that if a resident did not see a snowplow on a county road for 4 to 5 hours, it's because those assets were shifted where that heavy snowfall was in the other communities to get those people out. We were not hit that hard out here. And so, yes, there may have been an inch or two or more in the snow. There may have been hard pack. Truthfully, there's hard pack because people were driving over the roads in the middle of a driving ban, basically stay off the roads. So, yes, some of those things all roll up. On a good day, Erie County DPW, Commissioner Geary, has a fleet management system. So he can tell if I was to call as a town supervisor, or my fellow board members called the Erie County Department of Public Works, and we said, hey, we haven't seen a truck on Boston State Road, Zimmerman Road, or any of the other respective county roads. They can tell you where the truck is, if the blade is up, if the blade is down, if the material disc is on, if it's off. They know exactly what's going on. That's also part of DOT regulations, because a truck cannot sit idle for more than a certain length of time. So that is something where when I saw residents taking out the social media, kind of to Councilman Cardicchini's point, these are the men and women that get behind the wheel of a truck during the holidays. It doesn't matter what the time of day or night. They're asked, they're called to serve. They step up, they serve, they plow. But with that being said, on the flip side of that coin, if on a good day, good weather, most of the county roads here, if a plow goes over them, chances are a resident will not see a plow for roughly 3 to 4 hours until that plow goes by again. Meaning, so now you start looking at snowfall rates. These are all the conversations that I had with the emergency managers and Erie County leadership calls that we were all on. So that means if there's a snowfall rate of 2 inches per hour and you don't see a plow for 2 hours, you're going to have 8 inches of snow on the ground before that plow comes back through. That's why there's the county plowing contracts they're offered to communities. Anyway, we did manage it. There were definitely lessons learned. Probably the most heartbreaking story of my takeaway, not to bring up anything depressing, but when the county sheriff made a comment that, and the county executive echoed it, that if residents were stuck out there, and this was Thursday going into Friday. At one point, the Cheektowaga supervisor had 127 calls in their 911 dispatch center, and these are people that were stuck on the road. They couldn't get to them because they couldn't see them. Whether it was law enforcement, whether it was first responders or otherwise, they said if we got behind the wheel of our vehicle, we can only see 3 to 4 feet in front of us. It was blinding. So there's a lot of, I guess I'll call them untold stories of the storm, but there was a lot of community effort from all electeds, so kudos to everyone. It just shows that our community does come together, the politics go aside, and we do what's right to try to manage that. It's always easy to point fingers after the fact or after the storm has passed by, but that's where, from a first responder standpoint, you go back and you say, here's the situation that we just dealt with, lessons learned, what went well, what didn't go well, what didn't go well, how do we fix it so we do better, that doesn't happen again. And those are all the things that are happening at the county. So, I do appreciate all their help, and I certainly would like to thank all of them. For rural transit, actually, I've met with our senior groups over the past couple weeks, I'll say. Today was the most recent meeting, but I've had a couple other meetings. Rural transit is in need of volunteers. If there's anyone in the community, this will be going out on our social media and the town webpage. But rural transit provides a vital service to our community. They provide transportation to doctor's appointments or other things. Some of the availability really boils down to the fact that they don't have enough volunteers. So if there's anyone that has even a couple of hours at a time, they're willing to jump behind the wheel of the rural transit van that sits down behind the town hall, feel free to call my office. I'd be happy to connect you with Sunny, who is in charge of rural transit, and we'll get you on that list. But there is an identified need. We have the Boston Young at Heart and Boston Senior groups, and there's also many seniors that could definitely use that service. And truly, some of the reason that van does not leave the parking lot and roll down the street is because of lack of volunteers. It's a volunteer-driven organization. So I just wanted to toss that out there tonight. The Western New York Southbound Scenic Byway Committee, the photo results, for those that are not aware, they had a photo contest. There were 3 residents from the town of Boston that applied. All the results are on the town social media. I did not get it out on the town website yet, but that will be coming probably tomorrow. But on town Facebook page, all those results are there. It was a great turnout, great exposure for the Western New York Southbound Scenic Byway Committee, and we do plan on having another event. So feel free to take a look at, if you're a social media person, jump out there or check on our town website in the next day or so. Water. I told everyone I wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't stop talking about water going forward. So on December 28th, we had a water line leak on Zimmerman Road. That area that there was a water leak is part of Phase 1. That's from the information from the town's engineer, Clark Patterson Lee. That is anticipated to start going out and information going out to bid in the first quarter of this year. But again, that was a water line break in that area. On that same day, there was another water break, sadly, at a parcel at 9690 Trevitt Road. So anyone that might have heard of water running down the road from a resident's house, that was because it's a foreclosure property. And I'm just tossing this out there. I've had a conversation with a real estate listing agent, but this property is in a foreclosure status. It was supposed to be winterized, was not by the bank for whatever reason. And anyway, a pipe froze, it broke, and it's a private water line. So the only tap is at the road at Trevitt. The water line that goes back to serve the 4 other properties are all privately owned. So there's 2 scenarios here. One is terminate the water at the road. Nobody has water now on that entire length of pipe, or try to work with a plumber. So the plumber was a scenario that obviously the real estate agent dealt with, but there was a tremendous amount of water that went there, and I just wanted to report that and I appreciate the residents that called my office to alert me of it, and even our code enforcement office. We can't be everywhere, but that kind of communication helps all of us work together and get these things resolved. So that's hopefully going to be resolved in the near future. It may also be part of the actually, the public might see it being taken on by the Western New York Law Center and the County Clerk Kearns as a zombie property, because it is, in fact, a foreclosure property. On December 30th, we had a water line break over on Highwood. Not any damage, but certainly another water line break over in that area of the neighborhood. Again, that's all part of water district, or the water repair Phase 1. And then, echoing Councilwoman Selby's remarks, New York class is a great opportunity. We're balancing fees and other structures with Evans Bank, who's the bank that, as you all just heard, that we associate with. So we have to kind of manage. It's a give and take. But right now, with the current state of financial affairs and the financial environment that's out there, we could potentially, because of the bond market, invest and make more of a return on our money sitting in that institution than with Evans Bank. So there's some conversations with Evans Bank right now going on, and some other entities. So we'll see how we chart our path forward. But I agree with Councilwoman Selby. Great option for schools and for municipalities. As Highway Superintendent Telak stated, the holiday trees are something that Waste Management will collect. They are considered as a bulk item. I've been working with Waste Management to try to get that as a drop-down item. There was a comment on social media that, well, I see couches, I see other bulk items, but I don't see holiday trees. Good point. So reached out to Waste Management. They're working on that. Hopefully that'll come sooner than later. But if you are not booking online and you prefer to pick up the phone, call the 800 number. Call the 800 number. Let them know you have a holiday tree, and they'll come collect it. And it's the same as in the past, that the tree can or the material cannot be any more than 4 feet. No huge trunks or anything like that. So please try to break it down for them. But they will collect that as part of the bulk collect-up. And then that is all I have for tonight. So without further ado, I will make a motion to end the meeting at 8:50 p.m.
I second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.